So as a business, it's important to learn the culture of what's happening on the platform and then create content.
Hey Tristan, welcome back.
This month, let's make it super easy. Started doing what we're doing. I'm going to start. I've got two questions that I want to start with, and I'm sure that'll lead down a rabbit hole. First is this: how in the hell do I use it for business? Because I mean, let's be honest, it's wildly entertaining. There's dancing, there's lip syncing, there's all this stuff, but I don't see how I use this for business. It's like television.
Yeah. So the thing to understand is, like, anytime you've got millions of people spending hours upon hours in a space, then we as marketers, we need, like when I had a job, I used to work in advertising, and it always focused on eyeballs. How can we get more eyeballs on a thing? Like I was in newspaper advertising for a while, and they were like, how do we get more people reading the newspaper? So you had the news, and then the ads were on the side of the news. And so you got 150 million, let's just say Americans that are on this app every single day consuming to be entertained. Well, as marketers, our job is to go to this place and go, okay, let me get beyond what I think this is about and get it in my head that 150 million people are here every single day consuming. And so as a business, it's important to learn the culture of what's happening on the platform and then create content that will be relevant and creative enough to reach your target customer. Very similar to Facebook. When that first came out, we all were doing however we were doing with Facebook 10 plus years ago. But now we know every couple of things you see is an ad, because marketers have learned how to create content that will, what we call, stop the scroll. So if a person is coming on TikTok to watch these 15-second, 30-second videos, then your job is, how can you create a piece of content that is short, to the point, and conveys a message that causes your audience to go, wait, what? Like, it's kind of like with Delta. Most people, we've never seen Delta advertise on TV, but Delta is all over. Delta Airlines is all over TikTok because their marketing team has come to the platform and said, okay, what are they doing here? How are they doing this here? And they started creating content that is, to us, it doesn't make sense for Delta because we're not used to seeing them that way, but it's so relevant to the platform that everybody wants to fly Delta.
So what is Delta doing? Can you help someone understand?
Yeah. So there's these different, so one thing on TikTok, there's like a filter, and this filter has just eyeballs and lips, right? And so you don't see a person, you just see eyeballs and lips. And oftentimes Delta will use maybe a love song or something. And you'll hear the love song, and you'll see a plane, and then the screen will change to where they're like the eyeballs and lips are over some peanuts or over or just over first class. It's kind of like it reminds you of a commercial, like the funny Budweiser commercials and all that, except Delta is like, here is this Budweiser. Remember that commercial? Budweiser, right? Yeah. And so there's the frogs. And so here is that type of thing happening on TikTok with that particular sound. Let's just say Budweiser. And Delta is going, okay, how can we spin this to be not about selling tickets, but making Delta feel relatable, relevant, and entertaining, right? So I can't think of a specific song, but it's just kind of like, there's always these sounds or I'll give you an example. So there's the guy from The Office. He says, no, God, please. No, God, please, no.
Yeah,
right?
Michael, yeah.
So, so Delta could, they wouldn't do this, but they could do something where it's like, the guy is like, no. And it's somebody who is behind somebody on a plane, and they have their foot on top of their the armrest or whatever. And so they're using these sounds and cultural type of things to be relevant. But their stuff is very clean and welcoming and all that type of stuff. But it's very much like Super Bowl Sunday. Like when you look, Doritos and Kia and Toyota, they're going to come out with these ads in a way that you're like, where did they come up with that? Like Pepsi. And that's exactly what Delta is doing. And so most people think that you're on TikTok and you're just looking at what is happening, like the content that TikTok is showing you. But your job is to go, okay, if I'm trying to sell real estate, and what does my person want to experience? Well, we want to see the house. We want to experience ways of the house that we normally couldn't see. And it's about learning how to create content that serves your audience like that.
I love the way you articulated this. And while you're doing this, I'm watching Delta videos. I just followed them on TikTok. They have, ironically, a very similar amount of followers as you do, slightly under. You're beating them, and that says a lot. And the first pinned video is using the "It's corn" sound, which you know that. But they use the sound, but they put the text, "It's planes. I really like planes." I mean, and I want to go back to what you said, which is kind of shifting the way your mindset thinks about how you can market, how you can entertain. Like listen up, folks. Like if you're an old timer still listening to this, which odds are you hung up in my intro, probably you stopped listening. But if you're still on that fence and you're thinking to yourself, this is stupid, this is not professional, this is not the way we've always done it, like you're going to go extinct. That's the reality. And if you don't start shifting the way you think, these massive corporations and companies are embracing the newness of what TikTok is, which is now what Instagram Reels is and YouTube Shorts and all this stuff. Like that's where it's going. It's not just going to magically change back to newspapers and billboards. It's over with. It's gone forever. We're going to bury that shit. We are moving forward. And if you think this is tough now, it's going to continue to evolve and get more creative.